Hello, and welcome to the Dangers of Social Media. I am Matthew Davidson from the University of Detroit Mercy, and I want to inform you today about the dangers of social media and how it can negatively affect your life. First off, we have the table of contents. I'll give you a second to look over it to see the major points that we'll be talking about today. First off, I'd like to talk about the service learning program here at Detroit Mercy. It is a fantastic program that helps to teach the community about all different types of things. I know that our cybersecurity service learning has been to inform all different ages about different cyber threats. Like I am doing social media for high school and middle school. I have a friend that is doing one for the elderly in phishing scams. I know this has been really helpful for me and helpful for the rest of my classmates. So what is social media? Social media is a website or application that you can create and share content on. So some of these might be Twitter, Instagram, YouTube, Snapchat, any of those that you really use that you can share content on. That is social media. Personally, I use Discord, Snapchat, Instagram, YouTube, and technically, this could be considered a social media because I'm creating content and I'm sharing it. What saves on most social media websites? Everything. Take Facebook for example. Every single click that you make, every single like that you give to a post, every single thing that you save in your Instagram saves or anything like that, it's all saved. One time I actually requested my history and I thought I had cleared it. It took the history of my entire account, everything that I clicked on and their timestamps, everything that I liked in their timestamps, all the way back to 2013 when I created my Facebook account. And I thought I had cleared my history. So everything saves. The algorithm. Now the algorithm that I'm referring to is an algorithm that takes personal data that it records on a social media website such as YouTube, Instagram, all that stuff, and it uses it to cater specifically targeted ads and posts at you. You may not think that's a bad thing. Maybe you think that it can help show you more relevant content, which it can, and that's what it's designed to do. But when something is designed to do it that good and the algorithm knows you probably better than your closest friend knows you, yeah, it can show some pretty scary stuff, and having companies have access to that is probably a bad thing. Thinking that they can get you to buy things or show you things that can get you fired up to do things that you probably would not normally do. Doxing. Doxing is another big issue on the internet. Doxing is where you can find somebody's information on the internet, usually with malicious intent. Uh, a lot of doxing material is gained from social medias. For example, I can go to my mom's Facebook page and I can find her address, I can find her phone number, I can find a lot of things that I would need to harass her on the internet or in person. It's scary to think about what you can actually find on the internet, and specifically on social media. Online predators, you've probably all heard this one already. Uh, you can pose as pretty much anything on the internet. You could pose as a 13-year-old girl and be a 45-year-old man, and nobody would ever know. A good example of this is actually the Netflix show The Circle, and it shows how well people can catfish and fake being someone else. Next up is phishing scams. Phishing scams a lot of times happen when somebody finds your information and they send you a fake email posing to be a company, such as a social media company. I know this has happened to a couple of my friends, and my friends will dumbly enter their information into this phishing scam email, and they can then these hackers that send these phishing scams will post very, very inappropriate things on their account. And one time it got one of my friends in trouble with the law. It was really bad. Luckily we were able to prove that they were innocent, but it took a lot of work. So you need to watch out for phishing scams, especially with social media. Risk of hacking into the platform. Most people wouldn't think of this on the usual basis, but if a hacker breaks into the platform, they will have way more information than what you would get from doxing. You can have emails, passwords, especially for people who keep the same password for everything. If they have that password, then they can get into your Gmail and maybe even banking information if you use the same password for that. Another quick fact, did you know employers can see your information? They can request different things through social media to find out about you. It's almost like doxing, but it's legal. Employers will see it and can deny you the job because of something you clicked on or something that you're interested in that the algorithm finds out and is saved by social media companies. Helpful tips. I think the most helpful tip that you can ever take from this is try to use as few social media accounts as possible. Do not create a ton of them. I am at fault for this. A lot of people are at fault for this, but if you can avoid social media at all costs, please do. But if you can't, always make your accounts private on every single thing that you make. No public information should be shared, or no private information should be shared with the public. I apologize. And put as little personal information on that private account as possible. The world runs on information now, and it's really difficult to get that information back once it's been stolen. Identity theft is a humongous crime, and social media is a big part of that. You finally made it to the end. Congratulations. Here is some contact information. Our principal investigator, Dr. Ann Conkey, if you have any questions, would be happy to help you. She is happy to help anyone here. I know she's helped me a lot with some of my questions that I've had when I first started out. Or if you'd like to email any of these emails that are on screen, they would also be happy to help you. I hope you enjoyed this presentation, and I hope you have a good rest of your day. Goodbye.